It's you. It's your sick. Care of you. All these years.
Alright, welcome back. We are in episode 10 of our Silent Hill 2 remake playthrough, analysis, and theory crafting. Since we're at the top of this episode, let's get all of the... Well, let's get the important stuff out there. Starting with... We're still in the prison, so we're still using our wall. Helplines. That if you are going through some type of mental or emotional distress and you are having thoughts of harm, please contact one of the numbers on screen depending on your region. If your region's not on here, then please look up those resources for yourself or for somebody you know who may need them. It's better to talk to somebody than do something that you might regret. Okay. Secondly, sorry about that. Parental warning. This series is not for children. So, this game is not for children. Oh, where's my light? There we go. So if you are a child, I'd ask you to... You know, you can stay right there and leave me alone. There's no way you make that jump. If you're a child, please click away. Or you can ask your parents to sit and watch this with you. 1, 2, 3, 6. We have 5. Whichever one works best. So, yes. Where are we headed to? Yeah, parental warning. That's pretty much it. Is that the... Yeah, the flightless bird. Wingless dove or something like that. I think that's the one that's just right down there. No. They want to attack me while I'm... I thought we already did the serpent. I thought we did that last... No, okay, this is right. Yeah, that's right. Cool. So, at the end of the last episode, there were 2 things that I want to talk about. Convenient. There are 2 things that I wanted to talk about. And we only had time to get to one of them. Because this particular dungeon, I prefer to call these things set pieces as far as this game is concerned. So you've got 5 set pieces, I think. You've got the apartments, and that goes for both the Fog World and the Nightmare Realm. You've got the hospital, same thing. You have the prison, you have the labyrinth, and then you have the hotel. And I think a set piece just sounds better than a dungeon. Because this is where most of the story takes place anyway. Nothing in here. But anyway. Where is it? Oh, we found the other weight. Ooh, we can't just go walking in here. Ah! I wasn't ready for that. Okay. That was, fun. Also, why are there train tracks in here? Doesn't make any sense. So we talked about the connection, or where things were, what inspired the design and some of the lore of Silent Hill. One of them we know for sure, because we can see it. And that's the town in California, which I actually forgot to look that up. But, I'll try to do that here in just a bit, because we will definitely have some type of break or something in here. Because I'll either let my dogs out or go get, Is it trying to walk in here? James, please, no. I'll just let my dogs out or go get something to drink or whatever. But, it's not coming up the ladder. I'd actually lose my shit if it came up the ladder. And this is pretty much where I thought we were, so that's good. We're not gonna act... James. Okay, James. James is a man that has something to prove, apparently. And we're still going to be working with the camera in this episode as well. I'll have that back on in a bit. Because sometimes I don't... Oh my god, James! There's got to be something that's triggering that. Triggers, yes. That comes back to the last thing I was going to talk about. And it's more on the game development side. You know there's a mannequin in here. The game development side of things. And that is what a switch is. So there's switches and there's triggers. And essentially these are two of the most important things when it comes to the back end of making a game. As a matter of fact, I do have a series that I am going to continue. I'm going to pick it back up. It's Learning RPG Maker, MZ specifically. But a lot of the things in there and the concepts still work when it comes to developing games. So what a switch is, the best way to think about a switch is a light switch. That the switches have two positions. They're either on or they're off. There's typically no in between. There's no in between. They're either on or off. And typically what a switch does is, and we've seen them... What the f*** was that? Okay, that, I don't like that. I'm getting the f*** out of here. What the... Bro. No. Just gotta say it again. I'm leaving. I haven't experienced that in any playthrough. I don't think I've run into that room before. And if I have, I just forgot about it, and I'll probably forget about it next time we do this. Due to recent acts of inmate violence, prisoner D239 has been transferred to solitary confinement, cell F6. Dude, we know where F6 is. It's the creepy one. Yeah, we knew that. Oh, okay. So that creepy voice is still kind of getting me. I didn't like that at all. Okay, so this is a perfect example of a switch. So, to progress the game, you need to turn on the next event that's going to happen. So, when we do whatever the action is that the developers want you to do, so in this case we turn on F6, that obviously opens up something, right? So we know it's going to open up cell 6. Now, what a lot of players forget, not so much what they forget, but what they may not notice. Here's F6. Something creepy's going to happen. When we pick this thing up, that's going to trigger the next event. So right now, we could walk out of here. We can do whatever we want. I'm sorry, I couldn't let them take you. And now you're still there, aren't you? Okay, that's anticlimactic. I'm going to pick this thing up, and it's going to trigger the next event. There it is. Oh, okay. Nothing's actually going to happen here, but this is the event that's being triggered right now. Oh, I can't do that. You didn't see that. We're going to do this. Boop. Okay. So there's an event. Now, let's see, is it cleared up enough yet? Yeah, I think it's clear. There we go. I need to get out of here now. So that was basically a story event. So what we need to do now is come over here. So that, is it this one? Nope, it's further, it's this way. And what triggers do is they don't just trigger events, they're kind of the things that trigger the switches. I thought we could go through there. I guess we're just gonna run, shit, this way? Yeah, I don't know if, it's gonna take us further down though. No. Sorry, we're not going that way. We can find another way. Okay, so we have to go all the way around the thing. God, I forgot about that easily. So triggers fire switches off, and sometimes in development you may hear a developer say something like, well, why didn't that switch fire off? And essentially all they're saying is, why didn't that switch turn on? So it's the... Wait a minute. Isn't the creepy voice thing right there? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I'm dumb. We can go through F9. Yeah, we can go through F9, which is back this way. We also opened up F5, didn't we? Is this gonna trigger something? No. Okay, this is... Yeah, that was F5, but there's nothing in there. I didn't see anything in there. I asked you guys if you saw anything in here, but this is not a live stream. I don't particularly like doing live streams, if I'm being honest with you. Because then you're spending too much time reading chat and not really focusing on what you should be focusing on, which is not dying. So basically, games are made up of triggers and switches. And let's see, we can go down. Oh no, we just gotta go straight across. And then I'd say on the back end of that, the next important layer after triggers and switches are going to be your if-then, or your if statements, so on and so forth. Okay, the first time I did this, not this puzzle. We gotta get in the center. That's what we're aiming for. Hold on, we'll get it. Oh my god. We're right there. You know what, let's put this one down. I know, random. Let's move this one here. That one there. Oh, come on now. The first time I did the puzzle we're about to do, I got it right the first time. Now I don't know if I'll get it right the first time this go around. There it is. Jeez. That took some time. And this is just a moral decision type of puzzle. Oh, we're gonna see the scene that everybody sees here. Hey, look at that. Now hold on, before we do anything else. Doesn't that look familiar? That's Pyramid Head. And this kind of tells us that there's two of them. Now, I had said that Pyramid Head is part of the lore of the town, and here he is in the fog world, which is a mirror of the actual Silent Hill. I'm still sticking with that theory that I don't think Pyramid Head is there for James, that he's just part of the story, or part of the town's lore. Okay, this is going to take some time. And I'm actually going to turn the camera off for a moment so I can really think about this. For your grace I do not plead, for the flames I do not free. I did set free. Sisters shrieked and children cried. No one made it out alive. Okay, so we have an arsonist. Let's come down here. We need to find the one that's going to match that. So let's put this one here for now. No one made it out alive. I departed with great haste, leaving not a single trace. Ever faithful to my creed, all is right, which fed my greed. Okay, so I don't think it's that one. Let's see this one. The wealth of others I did take, the seventh statue I did break. And yet my deeds I don't regret. I had my reasons. That is that. That's a horrible way to end that. I departed the great house. Yada yada yada. Okay, that one I think fits there. Let's go to the next one. Grace of the night. I watched them burn. I heard them cry. I felt a soothing warmth inside. It felt so good I cannot lie. And for my bliss, they had to die. Yeah, that one seems to fit there. So the idea of this puzzle is you're supposed to figure out which part goes with which. And I think there's a method of doing it by how many lines are read or something like that. But you can also just do it by finishing the story correctly. Okay. Number 3. I'll stick it here for now. We'll see. I took the child, you are quite right, carried her off into the night. She did not scream, she did not bawl. I was her father after all. Forgive me, child, for I failed to save you from her wretched ways. She whom I loved, who gave you life, a monster hiding in plain sight. I say that fits there too. Okay, well, so far, and I think these are set up in a random order, it's kind of just giving us it in order, which is weird. Once the sun has ceased its reign, I cut through the rusty chain, pushed the door, and snuck within, filled my pockets to the brim. Ooh. That one goes there. Filled my pockets to the brim. I departed with great haste, leaving not a single trace. Yep, okay, that one fits there. Let's see what this one is. Mommy dearest, mommy sweet, your love for me was so deep. Why oh why, you shouted out, when my knife pierced through your heart. Jesus Christ. What are the reasons, you might ask, the truth allow me to unmask. I see, I crave, I need, I take. 'Tis all the sense it needs to make. Okay, you know what? If this is the one that we were just reading, yeah. I think this one is going to go here. In truth, I did not hesitate, as my blade sealed the poor man's fate. He knew the rules, they were quite clear. Go against me, your end is near. That's kind of hard, actually. I waited long, I bide my time. I waited to commit my crime. The man appeared, he saw me out. A bloody end is what he got. I think that one fits. Okay. Wait, shit. Oh, I f***ed up. No, this isn't right. Ah! Crap. Okay, so I just messed that all up. Right. Got my time. Yes. We just have to find the guy who is innocent. And I think it is going to be number 3. So then what we do is we come over here to one of these gallows. And they're all marked on top. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to take 3. And this is the famous scene that everybody saw in the trailers. And like, oh my god, James hung himself. And the speculations were going crazy, and people were saying how horrible this game is going to be because of this scene. Which, in our theory that we're making here, doesn't make a lot of sense. that he would hang himself, because the dude is already dead. He just hasn't quite come to terms with it yet. However, we did choose the right dropway. Otherwise, we'd be getting attacked by now. So I am... Dude. Not ready for that. I am 3 for 3 on that puzzle. And we're gonna scale ourselves down more random holes in the ground because James is mentally stable. James needs help. Let's be honest, James needs help. Ooh. There's another... Deeper and deeper we go. There's another place I don't know if it has to do with this. I feel like it might be more in the labyrinth than it is here. But there's another... It might actually be here. Let me see. We done fucked up. No, okay, this is it. I don't think there's any other doors here. So it's just this one. So we're going obviously further down. I don't think... No, this doesn't pull a homecoming. We won't have any other enemies pop on this thing that we have to deal with. Not that it matters, we can't even shoot through the... we can't even shoot through these meshes, so it doesn't make a difference. It would have been useless for them to do that. No. No, because... Angela is in the labyrinth. Right? Oh, okay, I'm a little off. So I think this is Angela's spot. Which is weird that it'd be the prison. You would think that would be Eddie. I don't like that. No boxes and disembodied voices. Don't like that. Okay, that was an autosave. The body of a man later identified as Thomas. So that name there, Thomas, it's Thomas Orozco, because that is Angela's last name. 39 was discovered in lying, I'm assuming face down. The probable cause of death has multiple stab wounds over the neck and left side of his torso. Sharp edge weapon. Death was retained due to signs of struggle in the room and the lack of murder weapon. Police are considering this a homicide and have an open murder investigation. Furthermore, given the fact that the cash in the room was untouched and Mr. Orozco had a history of drunkenness and violence, the police that, I don't know, it's not robbery. For crime. Okay. So There are a few parts of this game that I absolutely hate, and this is one of them. Because this is just absolutely unforgivable. And God, I really, really hate going through this. So, we're going through it. And we'll talk about what we've seen once we get through this. However, what they did with the fight that we're about to go through here, I think was a fantastic change of design that Bloober team made, and that Konami approved as well, because Konami, from what I understand, were very active in the development of this game.
Please. I'll be good, I promise. Tell him I'll be good, please.
Angela? Angela, it's me.
No. Please. Daddy!
This is a good one to fight in. Struggle. Come on. Okay, we're just gonna play a little game of Ring Around the Rosie here, I think. He is on my ass. I really do have to keep myself healthy here. Where's he coming from? Oh, games. Oh, he didn't follow the way I wanted him to. I am blowing this fight. Charging. Come on, charge. Come on, James. I don't know why it took me so damn long to get that, like, dialed in. That is absolutely ridiculous. I should have done better. We're not quite done with this fight just yet. There's one spot in here that's safe. Right in here. Okay. Let's take a breather. My hands are all sweaty. It's actually really, really hot. So, give me a second here. I'm gonna turn on the AC. I'm just gonna let this thing run. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. Let's continue. Okay, he's not here still.
But you're sick. Care of you all these years.
Come on. See, in James's world, this is something else that we have to look at since we are here, we have some time. In James's world, we saw a bunch of cloth everywhere. This is skin. So the cloth was more representative of them covering up a room or something in a hospital. This is flesh. And that should start giving you an idea of what this sick bastard did. I make absolutely no qualms about calling this piece of shit what he is. Scream all you want. We are low on bullets. I don't think we actually missed any shots either. There are other parts of this game that do really piss me off. And it's not that they wrote a bad story. They didn't. They wrote a really good one.
You think he'd leave? Well, Where would you go? There's nothing. No one. No one cares.
Guess it didn't make a difference. Sorry, I am somewhat focused right now, so we'll have a lot to talk about once this is done. Nightmare worlds are different too, but they still have the same rot and decay.
Stop it!
And I think I mentioned the Pistons with her story before as well. Bless your hearts. They're not going just yet, but we'll see them soon. Yeah, we end this shit here. I missed? Oh! Maybe I should have just used the base saw the whole time.
Okay, Angela. It's okay. Calm down.
Don't order me around.
I'm not. It's okay. It's over.
Don't even try.
Try what?
Like you don't know. I see what you're doing. It's always the same with you. You're only after one thing.
Angela, please.
You don't have to lie. Go ahead. Say it. You could just force me. Like you always did. You disgusting pig. I hate you. I hate you.
Angela. I don't know who you think I am, but I don't want to hurt you. I just want to get my Mary back.
You're Mary. Your own little Mary. At least she was. For a while.
What?
Admit it. You didn't want her around anymore. probably found someone else.
No.
I need to find my mama.
I never.
Okay. Let's first talk about what this creature here is supposed to be. This is... I'm pretty sure they're just calling him the Big Daddy. At least that's what I call him. And when we examine this creature, it is one body clearly taking advantage of another one. And a lot of people say this is a bed frame. It feels too small to me to be a bed frame, but you know, it's some type of frame. That much is for sure. Angela's father. I'm trying to think of a YouTube safe way of saying it. Angela's father was a forceful bastard. Forceful bastard bed frame. That should give you all the information you need to know about that. And there seems to be evidence that her brother may have gotten in on this as well, and her mother just didn't do anything about it, or father was also beating the mother. It only ever takes one asshole to ruin an entire type of person for one other. And Angela, for the most part, is okay around James, but at the end of the day, he's still a man, and it was a man that did that to her. So she sees all men the same. Now, I mean, and this does go both ways. I mean, but we are talking about the pain that that piece of shit had made Angela endure. And then we have to go back to a spot, and we were definitely in her... We were in her nightmare realm. And this is her actual house now. Now, how it's underneath Silent Hill makes no sense, but... Assuming that was probably her, This is probably her parents' room. I'm assuming her and her brother probably shared a room. It's a tiny house. Maybe there was a brother. I know I could have sworn I had read one theory where they mentioned that her brother was there and he had done something to her as well. But, maybe this is where... Oh, did it all just close up on me? No, okay, interesting. So, Another point that I'll refute here is that Angela had mentioned some stuff about Mary, saying that James wanted her gone, so on and so forth. And I don't think that's so much her targeting James. Oh, shit, here we are. I thought we killed Eddie before we got to the labyrinth, but here we are. The labyrinth doesn't have a map. We actually have to draw it out ourselves. We might end this episode a bit early, actually, because we do have some... I need to finish talking about this topic here. But we're just going to walk around a bit, let you get an idea of this place. There's going to be a large thing that's going to pop up right over here soon. Gotta go find Maria first, though. And she should be right through that door over here. We're gonna see her in a minute. But a lot of people want to say that she was saying that because James, blah blah, bad guy, yada yada yada. I don't think that's the case. I think what it was is her father was, we read about it, right? That her father was known for violence and drunkenness, and there's a chance that he probably cheated on Mom a few times. Probably even brought the woman home. And probably yelled at his wife that he wanted her gone. I think what she was saying was less of a reflection of James and more of a reflection of her experiences with men and her knowing the only man that she really knew was her father. And we know what he did to her and what he more than likely did to his wife, and yeah, we're just gonna keep walking. I think that's why she was saying that to James, because as I said before, at the end of the day, James is still a man, and it only takes one. It only takes one to f*** up for everybody else. And with that kind of trauma, you know, that's what it is. But yeah, that part of the game always gets me. Because naturally I'm a pretty protective person. And I probably would have that guy up if I was anywhere near.
Maria?
Okay.
Maria! I thought that thing killed you. Are you hurt?
Not at all, silly.
But then it stabbed you. There was blood everywhere.
Stabbed me? What do you mean?
It chased us in the elevator and then...
James. What are you talking about?
Just before. Don't you remember?
James? Honey? Did something happen to you? After we got separated in that long hallway? Are you confusing me with someone else? You were always so forgetful. Remember that time in the hotel?
Maria?
You said you took everything. But you forgot that videotape we made. I wonder if it's still there.
How do you know about that? Aren't you Maria?
I'm not your Mary.
So you are Maria.
I am. If you want me to be.
All I want from you is an answer.
Doesn't matter who I am. I am here for you, James. See? I'm real. Don't you want to touch me?
I don't know.
Well, if you happen to make up your mind, I'll be waiting.
I'll find some way to... I'll come back, I promise.
Okay. So I don't think we're going to start the labyrinth tonight. But we can talk about what happened there, because as far as my target run time, we've got like 24 minutes. Sorry, the clock is over here. Actually, give me a second here. It's gonna seem like magic again, so give me a moment. Okay, we're just going to continue while I've got that stuff cooking, and I'll go check on it. So, there's a labyrinth. Hi girl. I don't have any more bones for you. Not for today. We'll have another one tomorrow, okay? How to check. Ooh, do I want to start rotating this thing now? Yeah, let's start rotating this thing now. So, we're going to leave it. Because actually, if we're going to talk about Maria Mary, let's go spend some time with her. I think we can just exist in the same room with her without anything happening. Makes you wonder who's actually in the prison. So I think what's happening here is that we're getting some bleed over. Remember I said way back in episode 1 of again in 2, 3, 4, and all the other ones that Maria is Mary. And she did say, I'm not your Mary. As in the Mary that he remembered. The Mary that he's trying to find. People grow. You're not who you were 2 years ago. Hell, you're probably not who you were 6 months ago. And that goes for these characters as well. They've changed over time. But what we're seeing here now, I think, is Mary, let's turn that off, and Maria are starting to bleed into one another. That's how Maria knew about that tape. Now, we could argue that, well, that seems like it's a memory or a thought that only James would know. So it makes sense that this construct made up for him would also know that. But I'd argue that they probably, definitely left the hotel together, and when they got home and they're unpacking their stuff, Mary probably would have noticed that that tape is not with their things. So it's also Mary's memory. And where else would it be? At the hotel. This particular Maria is also, her tongue is a little sharper. She's not as playful. She's not as flirtatious as the Maria that we got to know during the hospital and the bits before it. This also could have been the part of Mary that's blending into Maria at this point, maybe part of it where she was angry with, not with James. I don't think she was ever actually angry with James, but angry at the circumstances that life had handed her and James. And we're spending time in here to see if this helps with the ending, by the way. So there's a bleed over. There's a huge bleed over. When we get to the end of the labyrinth, this gate will be open and we'll see Maria again. Slightly different. And then we're going to see James's reaction and how much that affects him. And then we're going to see Maria again, but we don't actually get to communicate with her. And I think that is going to be the symbolic and literal death of Maria. And the person that we see at the end, the final boss, is in fact Mary herself. Not Maria as a construct, but Mary, who is fed up with her husband being such an idiot and not accepting her for what she had presented, for what she thought he wanted, which would have been the opposite of how she was when he last took her out of that hospital. Yeah. So at the beginning of the game, things are relatively light, you know? And I did do quite a bit of lore dump on all of you guys, if you've been watching from the beginning, about what was happening, what I thought was going on. I'm not going to say I front-loaded a bunch, but I definitely did do a fair amount of front-loading. And now that we're deeper into the game, things do get a little bit more serious. They do get a little bit more emotional. And, hell, I'll show it. There we go. That's the one I was looking for. Because we have 2 more boss fights. And one of them is just obnoxious. Last one's tragic. Things are still wet. They're actually getting a little bit wetter as we go into this. Okay, we always have to check each door, see if there's anything we can grab. Where? Can't be these bugs. You know, actually, I think what... I hate those things. These are not voices in the corner. Actually, I think what we're going to do... Perfect. So this is Flesh Lips. We fought this guy in the... Is this Flesh Lips? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a Flesh Lips. Maybe not. In the original game, there's 3 of them. This would have been the 3rd one. So, but what we're going to do here, because Labyrinth takes a long time, and I don't want this to run over like episode 3 ran over. And we are basically 14 hours deep into this game. Shouldn't take us too much longer to finish things off. So what we're actually going to do here, I don't want to end it just right there. What's in this door? Curiosity. Yes. Bullets. Rifle rounds, we're gonna need those for the end fight. What we're gonna do is we're going to go back and we're going to save... Please don't. Oh, shit! Fuck. Am I trapped in here? Can I not get back to Maria? Ah, shit. Well, screw me. Okay. Oh, I went in the wrong door. Huh. Okay. It's the one opposite of the save thing. My bad. We're gonna go back. We're gonna hang out with Maria. You're fucking kidding me. God damn it. Okay. We're not gonna go hang out with Maria. We are going to go back into the safe zone. And I'm just gonna save it one more time, and we're going to, I guess we're just gonna end the game right there, because we don't have much of a choice now, do we? This was this way. Was it this way? Nope, not that way. Great. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go on and save right here. So, before we go, I guess it's gonna be the nicest thing to say this on. I think I'm actually probably going to move the camera over here for next time, because I look over here often. I want to be talking to you guys. But, if you are going through anything and you need help, there are some numbers on the screen in different regions that you can call to get that help. If it's mental or emotional and you're in a crisis, please call. Why did the sound just stop? That makes it easier to do this. If you're in a crisis, please contact one of these numbers that's appropriate for your region and talk to somebody. I can't have every region or every country up here. I'm sorry about that. I wish I could. But if your region's not up here, please find those resources for yourself or for a loved one, because I personally don't want anybody to do something that they would regret, and I don't want you to hurt yourself. So, with that said, we're going to go on and end this episode a little bit early. This might be the shortest one. So, yeah. Take care of yourselves. Bye for now.